'Cause it's time to move on now. It's time for Murder Blues.
Yeah.
Kin is gassy, and I don't know where it like. Is it a fart? Is it a queef? We're not sure.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's how you start a fucking podcast. God damn it!
I mean,
You drop them with some Shakespearean questions.
exactly. It doesn't matter where the air comes from, as long as it comes from the region.
I hate you so much.
We're Murder Moose Podcast, part of the Slashing Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
It's in your ass. I'm Continue.
And I'm Rod, and that's Brian. And
I'm Brian.
I can't believe I've like offset these two already today, and we've been going for recording for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, baby.
I mean, we're all off kilter, so it makes sense. I mean, we're sitting here going, "We're the Night of the Creeps." Dun dun dun. Brian, what's on your shirt? Is that my Bloody Valentine shirt?
Valentine shirt, yes.
Okay, that's.
Yeah.
I keep only seeing the ribbon part of it from the top that's on the screen right
it's
now,
got
and
the,
I'm just
the little dude on the back.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think this one is a Fright Rag one, or it could be a Terror Threads. It's one of the, cavity color. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I didn't get it at Walmart. That's the only thing I know.
Dude, I don't go into Walmart if I could help it. Every time I go into Walmart, I just picture every single one of them voting for Trump, and I want to scream and throw things at him.
Yeah. I try to shop at Amazon as much as I can.
I mean, if it prevents me from having to go and leave the house, I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I can order something on Amazon and have it with my Prime shipping here in a week.
Yeah, I was just
Or I can drive 45 minutes to an hour to go to Walmart. So I don't do a lot of anything.
That is genuinely a Sophie's choice right there. Like,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
So like I went to Walmart Wednesday, and when we go and do a big grocery haul too. So those trips suck ass because they're very fucking expensive. But like we end up, getting there late. So we're getting groceries. We're not looking at anything else. And we're just like getting everything and then leaving. And then you got to get home and you got to put groceries away. And then you get, fuck it. Just only put away the cold stuff. The rest of this shit can live here.
You get home and you go, fuck, we forgot XYZ. And it's just like, and it's 45 minutes. And you're like,
that, or you can buy it down. Some of it you can buy in town for twice the price. So,
well, this is the thing though. Like, say you're getting lube, it's probably easier to go. It says you're gonna get fucked anyways.
What did you say?
I said, say you're gonna go get lube. It's probably okay to get in town because you're gonna get fucked anyways.
Yeah. Like today, I went and bought celery. It's the same thing as lube, honestly.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I need an explanation for that, Ken.
I can buy it in town.
But how is it the same as lube?
Because you said I could buy lube in town.
I know, but how do you get lubricated with celery? Is what
I bought celery in town today. I don't see what you're missing here on this bunny trail.
I mean, you implied that the celery was like lube, and now I was trying to figure out how you would have sexual intercourse after using celery, and that's where.
I mean, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough, I guess.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Ooh.
So. Can you take me off the Twitter bio?
No, you're there forever, Brian. You're there. You're there forever because you asked for this. You asked. Be careful what you wish for, Brian. Be careful what you wish for, motherfucker. You knew what you were getting yourself into. This is voluntary on your part. I didn't go in like go, Brian, please come here now. Come do this. And I was like, happy to have you. But don't act like you didn't ask to come here. So fuck you, Brian. Ride this cock, motherfucker.
I did. It's funny. I did campaign for that open spot after he told me Josh was kind of done.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
guess
This
he
is
got too
this
busy.
is
I love
your
Josh, man. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of miss. I need to message him.
Yeah.
I'll tell him
I was
I'm
thinking
just a
about
sexy-
actually I was thinking about it pulling Josh in for episode 200 would be reasonable. If
We
the man
really
wa-
should.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll reach out to him. I'd been thinking about that
Yeah.
this weekend. So
Yeah.
since
be
we still
awesome.
don't have a 200 movie anyways, so I mean we don't have.
Sorry.
We should pick a banger. Showgirls. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. We should watch Click for our 200 episode.
Wait, Click is in the Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
That's a horror movie. Let's be real.
Click or Pixels. Either one. They're
I
both
haven't
fucking
seen
awful.
Pixels.
You could also watch Clit, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I always watch Clit, but I don't know what that is besides being Clit. So
I don't know. I'm just assuming it exists. I don't know.
probably. I mean, it's the internet, so of course it exists. It's the internet, so of course it exists. Okay.
She's just
What if
tying that hair up in a bun. We had
I'm
this.
not even putting it in the middle. Sorry.
Kim looks like she's ready to like? That's like the beginning of a YouTube video where like there's a fight out inside of the Waffle House. Is
That
Kim
or
putting
it
up-
looks like the beginning of a Pornhub video.
I mean that also. That means that you're someone's stepsister, because that's everything.
Yeah, I was just going to
Buying
say.
celery at the grocery store.
Yeah,
and being somebody's stepsister.
The celery
I
stepsister.
can't pay for the celery.
Celery stepsister is my favorite genre. Of porn.
That's my stripper name, Celery.
Celery.
That's a pretty terrible stripper name. But I assume that like Ken, what is the nearest strip club to you where you live now?
It's the Walmart, isn't it? Like,
It really is.
like some Walmarts have like the barber shop in there, or Subway. You go into that Walmart and they got a strip club.
It is 2.5 hours away.
Jesus.
Damn. I've never been to a strip club, so I don't know these things.
Oh,
but,
wait.
like,
You're not
No.
missing anything.
That's just a nightclub and lounge.
there's got to be a. I bet you this.
yeah,
I bet there's
After-
a shitty strip
Look
club
up
closer than that with
Snowman's Club.
no internet, presence.
It looks like Saskatchewan is against strip clubs
Hmm.
and that there's no strip clubs allowed in Saskatchewan.
Wow. Wow.
You can have strip clubs, you just can't serve alcohol in the same room.
Juice bars. That's what we
I
call
mean-
juice bars.
That's the whole point of going to those, is that like the titties are getting you to drink, and then like drink minimums mean you have to drink, and then you're drinking and there's titties, so you drink more.
Yeah, you've
And-
definitely never been to a strip club.
Yeah, I mean-
yeah. Yeah.
Sask Party made it legal for 4 days. When somebody was actually going to open one, they flip-flopped and changed their mind. Also, women's nipples are bad or something /sarcasm.
Fucking the power of Christ compels you. The power of titties compel you. They compel you.
Oh,
Ken,
there's some
keep those things away from
private-
me.
There's some private ones that exist that have membership fees, which is kind of like, so the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia, they have a casino, but legally you cannot have a casino off of reservation grounds or whatever. But the way that they make it work is that you have to be staying on the property, and it's considered a private club, which is how they get around that loophole. So it looks like there's a private club that requires yearly membership fees, but it may not still be around. They're not sure.
Nice. Yeah, I don't care about strip clubs, but yeah, I know about Whistling Willies, which is or Shotgun Willies, which is what they inspired Whistling Willies on South Park, like the strip club. So that's why Whistling Willies on South Park is it's a joke on Shotgun Willies, which is a strip club in Denver. So right by a Fascinations, which is our local chained sex store.
Is Bender's still open in Denver?
I've never
It's
been there.
called
I don't know.
Bender's.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you never been there? Oh.
Uh-uh.
Pretty sure it was called Bender's. It's a
Dude, I
place
wanna go-
played when I was in.
I want to go to the fucking new Casa Bonita, but I haven't been yet. Casa Bonita.
Sounds like a Mexican restaurant.
Casa
You know?
Like from South. It's
What
another
is
South.
that?
It's the
Oh.
South Park episode where it's a real restaurant. So like before, it was a really shitty restaurant where I went once, and they have like cave divers, like cliff divers, in the middle of this restaurant, and you get basically it's like cafeteria, high school cafeteria Mexican food,
That
and
sounds awful.
they have they have all these things where it's like pirates and shit like that, and the episode of South Park is that like Kyle or Stan is having a birthday party there, and they said they could only bring so many people, and Cartman wasn't one of them. So Cartman gets Butters to go down into a bomb shelter, so he can't go to the party, and he can go in his place, and then it so. And then, but while during COVID, the
Me
South
and
Park
Ken are
guys,
lost.
yeah,
I
they
can
bought
see.
they bought the place and put like $40 million into like upgrading it. So like, yeah, I don't know, man. Castlevania.
Me and Ken are just so lost.
I was still looking up strip clubs.
I mean, this is the world we live in on Murder Moose. So, what have you guys been
Yeah.
watching since before we dive into Night of the Creeps?
I started watching Delicious in Dungeon, I think is what it's called.
I watched Immaculate.
And what did you think? Did you
I
see
thought
why?
it was fucking- Oh yeah, it's totally the same movie. I loved it. I actually liked it a little more.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
feels like it doesn't feel like the first Omen where it felt like oh shit, we got to get to this point. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But
And-
yeah, I loved it. I thought Immaculate was fantastic.
And that
I
ending
liked
is-
it more.
her
The
beating the
ending
black
is
baby and
so...
like.
Whew.
And I
That-
say
that
black,
movie's
not like
amazing.
black person, like black like Satan. Like his skin was
Right.
like black as like the night, man. It was the movies are wild, man. But I really like it.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sweeney gave me some kind of weird nun fetish in that movie because
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, that's Sydney Sweeney. She
she's
said she will
gorgeous, man.
never stop being naked in movies.
Good, man.
She just
Her-
said that. She literally said that. It was a
Good.
fucking headline. It was headline.
Dude, she might
worthy.
have given me a pregnant fetish in that too. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, man.
Sydney
She's
Sweeney said, "I will never stop showing my titties."
dude. I want to see. I would just now. I'm picturing her next to like Jack Nicholson on The Shining scene, like old as shit, naked, like the old lady.
naked.
Oh,
I saw-
that would be badass.
I saw a picture of him and that woman like while they were shooting, like on Twitter the other day, and like Jack was just having a cigarette. He's like just smoking a cigarette while next to the old lady on the bed.
Good stuff.
I'm glad you
Good
liked
boy.
it. I thought the twist of that was way more original than the first Omen. Also, like the first Omen, like we're just getting the Antichrist thing was kind of the whole. I mean, it's the point of the series, and it's kind of what they had to do. But like,
Right. Yeah.
but Immaculate had that twist of like, dude, like there's so many scenes in the first Omen that you just go, they just read the fucking script of the Immaculate, and
And, yeah, we talked about it, and it is
Yeah.
very possible because
yeah,
the Immaculate actually went into production like 2 years before, or not into production, but the idea of it
Yeah.
came out like 2 years before
yeah.
they started production on
Yeah.
the first Omen. I genuinely think somebody read that and was just like, "Oh fuck, it's a great idea for like a prequel to the Omen."
Yeah.
No, we don't want it, and then they just started writing their own shit, you know.
Yep, it was like it was
So-
like we have the Omen thing, we could do it like
But
that.
I'm glad that obviously, like since I like the Immaculate more, I'm glad it still exists because it's pretty fucking badass. I like.
Oh,
it.
dude, the
I thought it was
movie's
really cool.
metal as shit, man.
Yeah,
It is.
I need to
metal.
watch when Evil Lurks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That
I haven't
movie
watched
is-
that yet. I
Especially
might
since
watch
they're
that
doing
tonight.
the English version, which is probably going to suck dick, but
When are they
Probably.
doing that?
uh,
I know that they're
I
doing
mean-
the Speak No Evil that's coming out here. Actually, it was sounding like it's actually good, which kind of surprises me. But
I know. I'll watch it because I like James McAvoy.
yeah,
So
and do you know the band Polaris, Brian?
yeah, I've heard
Their
of them,
lead
but I
their
don't
lead
know them.
singer looks like kind of chunky metal James McAvoy because they're Australian
Yeah.
also. So yeah.
you can't find it.
I don't think I've watched anything. I watched Kill, and I think I forgot to talk about that last week, which is the Indian like Die Hard on a Train movie, which was
Mhm.
supposed to be like the goriest. It wasn't the goriest, whatever, but like it was pretty decent. But like
Was it pretty fun? I want to see that. It looks pretty
yeah,
cool.
It was on Plex.
It's like it looks like a more violent version of Bullet Train, I guess. I don't
A
know.
little bit.
Bullet
but
Train
it's,
was really good.
Bullet
it's
Train is so rad. I actually watched that this weekend too. Just for
it's not
50
super
grand.
violent for the first hour. Like it is like
Kill. Okay.
yeah. And then they start killing. Like, dude, the longest
that
fucking
chunk
I've
of
ever
fat.
seen a credit, like the title drop. The movie is like an hour in when the title pops up. And there's like kill, and then he starts killing people for the second half of the movie.
Nice.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
I also started watching Cobra Kai finally season 6.
I've never
Final
watched
season.
an episode of Cobra Kai.
Oh, you guys have you seen Cobra Kai, Ken?
I haven't.
Have
I've
you ever
got
seen The
friends who are
Karate Kid?
obsessed with it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the original. I've seen Karate Kid 2. I've seen the Will Smith son version.
I love how he doesn't have his own name.
Yeah, what
Because he doesn't.
Jaden?
Nobody calls him
I don't know.
Jaden. Everyone calls him Will Smith's son.
I mean,
That or eyes or mirrors or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
I
I'll
mean,
show your
he,
butthole.
he
Oh,
had
he's showing that. He's
Weasel's like, oh, look at
Yeah.
this butthole.
Look at
Oh
this
yeah,
sexy cat booty.
dirty, dirty Weasel. No, that stupid After Earth movie that they made together that was supposed to be real bad. That I was like,
Yeah, it was a M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie.
okay. Speaking of M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movies, I have not heard anything good about Trap.
Really? I
yeah.
haven't. I haven't
I
seen.
heard good things.
Oh, every single YouTuber that I saw to go watch it, like, although Stuckman did review it, which means he liked it at least somewhat, but like the other couple I watched were just like, this movie is fucking insulting. That's like, because I guess the big problem with it, or one of the biggest problems with it, is like the second half of the movie is about the pop star they're seeing basically, and it's his daughter, and she can't act, so it's a
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and so that makes it very.
Is it the same daughter that's the director, or
I
is that a
don't
different
know.
daughter?
I don't know. I don't know,
Well,
man.
why not?
I don't know, Ken. That's what I say. All
No,
the
I
time.
don't think it's the same daughter.
Shamalama Ding Dong lost me with Signs, where he decided that aliens that can travel the universe would come to a planet with 75% water that killed them. I was just like, this is you have completely lost me. And there were
It's not his fault that you don't have an imagination. Okay.
I actually agree with Rod completely. I wouldn't say he lost me at that point though, because I still like quite a bit of his movies. Like I love The Visit.
I've never seen that
love
one.
Split.
Split was
really
cool.
good.
Yeah, I like Split. I liked Knock at the Cabin in the Woods, but like
I like Knock at the Cabin. I thought that was good. But yeah, I agree with Rod. It was Signs when it was revealed that water kills the aliens. I was just like, this is fucking stupid.
it's like a
you're trying to tell me
significantly worse War of the Worlds. It is
it
a
was
significant.
so bad.
yeah.
It's like this race who clearly mastered space travel and all their intelligence, and they couldn't figure out that this planet is filled with the one thing that will just fucking destroy them.
It would be like us going, we're gonna send astronauts to Jupiter, and and we're gonna land them on the surface.
Yeah, we know we can't land on that. We know we can't land
He
on that.
directed Stuart Little and She's All That. I had no idea.
He wrote Stuart Little.
Yeah.
And I think he helped write She's All That. Or
I still want to watch The Watchers. I'm just looking at all of his different stuff. Unbreakable and Split were really good. Sixth Sense was good.
Yeah, Sixth Sense.
Oh, Sixth Sense is, I mean, an all-time goat movie,
Yeah.
obviously. But
I
it
honestly
just,
like The Village.
I like The Village too. I thought The Village
like
was
I thought
great.
it was fine with that, and then there was another one where it's not nearly as offensive
Lady
as
in the
Signs.
Water's pretty bad.
I never saw that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
not
like they're
The
in
Happening
modern.
is good but bad at the same
The
time.
Happening is an awesomely bad movie.
Yeah.
It's so
I've never
bad.
seen that
I
one
love it.
either. All I
It's
know
so
is
bad.
all the things with
It's raining men.
If you
Marky
want
Mark
to see
and
Marky
that
Mark
movie.
talk to ferns, seriously,
yeah. Ugh.
like plead with ferns, it's
Yeah.
so fucking good.
Dude, he's one of those actors now that just feels like every single movie he's in feels like a paycheck. Like he was in
It
that
does.
Uncharted movie.
Like how
why-
Stephen King started to feel for a bit.
Yeah. Uncharted is the most like he's like, I'm here and I don't look anything like this character, but
I actually
whatever.
never watched that.
it's terrible.
I heard it was bad, but then
It's-
I've had some friends that said that it was actually really fun.
No,
I liked
it-
Uncharted.
You liked
oh,
Uncharted?
it's not
Yeah.
fun at all. It's no
bummer.
fun. Bad. Not like the game. Because I love those games so much, and it's
Oh, those
just like
games
That
are
might
so
be
good.
why.
yeah. That's
Yeah, those
I-
games
I
are
mean,
so good.
if you go in that
I want to
movie
see
with-
his new one though, where he plays the bad guy on hijacking the plane.
I haven't seen trailers for that.
It's called I don't know. It's called something simple, honestly.
Okay.
Marky Mark. What are you doing, Marky Mark?
Also,
I will
Marky Mark
say-
is a piece of shit if you don't know it. He's racist and kind of a dick. So
Yeah, I don't. I
didn't know that.
I know
That's
there was a
interesting.
thing like fucking 30 years ago where he was kind of like.
I got arrested for
Said some
screaming
shit.
racial things and beating up some like minority or something like that. He's from Boston. it's
When did
yeah,
that
he- yeah,
happen?
he-
In the
like
80s,
30 years ago. Or
in the
some
late
shit.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then
it was-
okay. Listen, at some point
He's
we gotta
definitely
give
not the same
people a
person
chance.
as
All
he
right.
was.
Yeah.
It's
know.
called Flight Risk.
I haven't heard that. Yeah, I haven't seen anything
Yeah,
about
he
that
plays a
one.
bad guy in it.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh,
Flight
the movie's
Risk.
called Flight Risk.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying his behavior was called Flight Risk.
It's a flight risk,
He is
so
a
they
flight
wouldn't
risk.
give him. They wouldn't give him bail
Yeah, he films every movie in Boston. Yeah,
because of his ankle monitor.
yeah he's not allowed to leave.
Okay, let's go and dive
Wait.
into.
I want to talk about what I've
Okay.
been watching.
You said you were starting to watch something, and then
Yeah, then you cut me off and you railroaded all over me, and we're not running that kind of a train.
go, Kim. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I've been watching Delicious in Dungeons, and it's
What
really
is that?
good. It is an anime. I know shit has hit the fan, but it's about these explorers that they have to get back into the dungeon because the one's sister has been eaten by a dragon, and they've got to get to her before he digests her. So in
That
order
sounds
to save
awesome.
time, in order to save time and money because they can't afford to buy new gear and new food and
Did they go up the
new
poop chute?
people, they decide they're going to eat the monsters as they go, and
Oh.
they suck at it. Like, it's terrible. And right off the bat, they run into a dwarf, and the dwarf is like all about cooking and starts teaching them how to cook with the monsters and the different things that they find in the dungeon. It's really cute.
I'm gonna have
That-
to watch this. What's
That
this called
sounds
again?
wild.
Delicious in Dungeons.
Delicious.
It sounds
and-
like it sounds like you really like to swallow cum in a sex dungeon.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, come on,
That's what
delicious
she
dungeons.
said. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That's I'm sorry, Kit. How is that on Crunchyroll or one of those things?
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix exclusive, and it's got some really great voice actors. One of them, I can never remember the guy's name, but I follow him on Twitter. He used to post a lot of tweets. Now I guess he's bigger on TikTok, but he's an incredible voice actor. But it's all English. It's not
Oh, nice.
whatever, but it's really good.
It sounds very Japanese. It sounds very Japanese.
It sounds Japanese, but it does not give me that feel.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, let's dive into Night of the Creeps from what year? 87?
Something like that. 86. or
86,
87.
yeah. When I was 3 years old, and Brian was
33 years old.
like ready for retirement when this movie came out.
33, I was 33.
I was
I-
not alive.
okay,
You were
I
not
will read
alive
the-
in 86?
No, she was born in 1990.
All right, fucking cool.
Yeah. We've gone over this before, Brian. Okay. We've gone over this
Jesus
before.
Christ, I didn't know I
Okay.
was that much older.
Okay, I'll read the synopsis because I have it up on my other monitor, and it reads: Alien brain parasites entering humans through the mouth turn their host into a killing zombie. Some teenagers start to fight against them. I like to add that description. Some teenagers. Okay, Ken, since this is your first watch, what did you think of Night of the Creeps?
So I made a note right off the bat that the flesh gingerbread men on the Millennium Falcon kicked ass.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like, that shit was banging.
The flesh gingerbread man on the Millennium
There-
Falcon. I fucking love that.
It's like you
description.
know, it kind of looks like what would happen if you shaved an Ewok.
Yeah.
Like
She
they're like,
definitely watched the movie.
Oh yeah.
or at least the opening scene of it.
No, I did. It was really good. I really found it entertaining. I did not get distracted. Like, I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time.
I
with it.
love this movie. Yeah.
I love Jason Lively, or however you
Mhm.
say his name. Like,
Yep.
he's always been great. It's too bad he's not in more stuff, in my
agree.
personal opinion. Because I loved him in European Vacation. Like, he's great, and he should be in more things. But
Yeah, he pretty
I
much
thought,
retired.
like, the acting in this was great in the sense that it was cheesy, but it wasn't overly cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, they did a great job of having really stupid lines that were clearly set in to be, like, iconic.
Yep.
And there were a lot of good cues and references to other movies and directors and writers,
Yep.
and it was really good. And it was just well done. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't so cheesy that it was trying. It didn't feel like it was trying
It-
too
it-
hard.
Right.
It very
Yeah.
much feels like a 80s like nod back to the 50s horror movies,
Oh, yeah,
but
it's-
with like
it-
yeah.
It's totally a love letter to the 50s B movie craze that
Yep.
happened with I mean, everything from all those fantastic cheesy sci-fi movies like
Yeah.
that came out around that time. There were a fucking million of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's
And,
why they have their opening scene is all shot in black and white. to
Black
give
and
you that,
white,
like,
yeah.
yeah, because
Fucking
also
cool.
the
Did you guys
love-
watch the director's cut though? Did you watch the theatrical version?
I think
I
it
watched
was
the
the
theatrical
theatrical,
okay.
but I'm not
I
sure.
watched the director's cut because it's all I have.
Yeah, so that's the one I have, like the picture of it, like on DVD or whatever. I want to say
What
I
happens
want
when you're a real fan?
I wanna say-
that was the most gatekeeping shit I ever.
I know it was. I want
You
to
know,
say
if you really liked horror movies,
Yeah.
you would
if you
watch
really
Do you
like
even
horror
horror
movies,
bros?
you would have the ultimate director's version of Friday the 13th meets Jason Voorhees minus Ash of the Evil Dead. And you would know how many gallons of semen were used. Oh, God damn it! Shut up. The
It
love
always
story.
comes back to come with you.
I mean, it does.
come as you come,
The
as you come,
the love story between JC
as you
and Chris.
come,
You know,
as you.
I can't even be upset because this is the environment I have created here. This is the environment I have created.
cultivated this.
What?
I have cultivated this.
I mean, yes. Also, I think it's hysterical, Kim, that like you left Weasel for like 2 weeks and now she is like, no, mama, I'm going to be the cuddliest cat of all time on screen. And it's
she's
just,
like folded in half.
yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Her back
yeah.
feet are right here. I don't.
She
The
never,
thing is, though, is that if Pats walks in the room, the second he walks in the room, I don't exist. She
Yeah.
is obsessed. She follows him everywhere. Like, and if he's not around, yeah, I'm the tits. The second she sees him, it's over.
she fell in love while you were gone. And she's like,
Yep.
Mom, I'm really happy you're back. But you're second
But-
place now. You're second place now.
I have a picture of them asleep, and he's like snuggled with her, holding her in his arms, and they're
Aw.
both like out. And I was like, okay.
No, but no, I seriously, this movie has the best love triangle of all time between JC
Oh, yeah.
and Chris and Cynthia, who like JC obviously loves Chris, and it is very heartwarming, and it is like one of those things where you kind of wish that Chris had gotten taken out by the aliens instead of JC, like
Kind of a little bit in a way.
What's his name? Brad, or what was the douchebag's name?
Brad.
Was it Brad?
Alan
Yeah.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
Kaiser plays him.
He is wonderfully hateable.
Oh, he's
And-
got the most punchable face. Right up there with the guy that played Hannibal Lecter's doctor in Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I just want to talk about Tom Atkins for the next half an hour because
All
Wait,
right.
before we do, you had mentioned JC and everything. Jason Lively, who played Chris, he had
Yeah.
originally auditioned for JC.
yeah,
Okay,
Nice.
sorry, I just really needed you to know that.
I like that. And well, I mean, it's cool that you got the main lead. Dude, they did that's like the thing, like back in the 80s, it was like you could still be kind of normal looking and like star in movies. It feels like, and now it's like, nah, you don't even like. They call people weird rat looking things, like the dude from like The Bear and stuff like that. They're calling a bunch of actors like him they look like rats or something, and I'm like, dude, the dude is still good looking. He's like, what the fuck are you people talking about?
Who,
Like,
the
Right.
lead actor in The Bear?
yeah.
I would ride him all over town forever. That dude is fucking hot. Every time I see him
I
in
would
something, I'm
ride
like,
him.
oh hot damn.
Can
That's
we
that Jeremy
White.
Alan White, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Jeremy
we
Allen
put
White.
quarters in his butt like he was one of those
Yeah,
like
he's a good-looking
things out
dude.
front of a
He
grocery
looked
store?
Great. He
And
looked great in the Iron Claw.
I still have
Mhm.
not seen that.
Oh,
I don't
so
want to see
good.
that, to be honest. I know how depressing that movie is, and I'm just like, I don't want to
So
see it.
fucking good. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I watched The Wrestler. That was enough. That was enough, like, depressing about, like, how, like, bad that industry is for those people. And it's just like, man. Okay, guys, I want to know why. This is your take on this. Why Tom Atkins says it's Miller time in the middle of the movie for, like, no reason whatsoever.
Because it's Tom Atkins. Like
Well, I noticed that throughout the movie, they had Miller
Miller.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it was plastered all over the place. Miller and Pepsi
Yeah.
logos and shit.
Yeah, it was all over the frat and the like sorority houses. Like it was
Yeah.
just like they were drinking out of Miller cups, dude. Okay, maybe
He
you two
poured
have
a
an
beer into a Miller cup.
yeah. I was, but like
Wasn't
he
that
was
kind of weird?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna talk about. That
Yeah.
it's like he's like pouring a beer into two different cups. Like he didn't want to drink up. Like it was like
Yeah, it was
you know
weird.
how they talk about like when you eat in a scene, you don't want to like eat very much because you're gonna do the take 87
You're gonna do
times.
it a million times.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like I was like, I don't know if I'd noticed that before. Or he just like hit me again. I'm like, why is he pouring a bunch of beer into this cup and then another cup? And it's just like, wow, this is odd.
it was funny because initially when I saw that, I was like, oh, you must be pouring her a drink. What a time to be alive when you would take a drink from some random person.
Yeah, a random
Right.
dude. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where you just go, ugh. And I'm sure, I mean, Cosby was up to his shenanigans back then. So, I mean, people were doing that shit back in the 80s. So, I don't know.
Mm.
I really love the opener of this movie though, in the black and white, and then like the whole like make out point and all the stuff that's just like so like especially now where it feels like that stuff felt like when we were kids, or maybe not when Ken was a kid, but when we were kids, it was like oh, this is like what the teenagers and high schoolers do. They go off and like make out at some weird random point, which I don't think had been a thing since the 50s, but like you're watching all the movies and shit from like, you know, you're like, oh, okay. And then you have that. And then the escaped psychopath from the Institute, which is such a cliche, but they do it well. And it's like, I sit there and go, the guy just chopping, like him finding her arm. When I go back to the Tom Atkins speech later in the movie, and he goes, and I found her in the car, and in the street, and in the forest, and you're just like, damn, man. I mean, that kind of reminds me of the whole like that's just like urban legend kind of shit, right? Like where the psychopath like came upon something like the Hook Hand or one of those like urban legend stories or something like that.
Old
But
school creepypasta.
yeah, there's urban legends like before the internet, right? Before like
Yeah.
you would just tell these urban legends to each other, and then a crazy brunette with curly hair would try to kill everyone. Oh, it's okay. It's urban legend, right?
If you
Dude.
don't send this email to 10 people,
Dude, that
Right.
that episode of What We Do in the Shadows where he opens his email for the first time in like 10 years, and he has one of those, and he like they all freak the fuck out, and it's just wonderful. Dude, I'm so sad that ends in October. That season, it's like one of my favorite shows ever. But, and then yeah, you go from what 1959 to 1986, so it's
86,
yeah, it's a 27-year gap.
Mhm.
And you just have then it turns kind of into a more stereotypical like 80s horror movie kind of with like college kids and like parties and frats. Dude, Was I the only one who, like, every time I watch this movie, the grad assistant, the first guy who gets, like, murder killed in the present time, like, he's supposed to be a grad student and he looks about 47. I'm like, how's this guy a grad student? Like, he looks like he's ready to retire.
Are you talking about the young scientist played by
David Paymer.
He
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
he looks about 45. Like,
It's
in the,
wild how people like. I mean, I know that obviously the appearances change over the years, but it's wild how differently we've aged. Like, because if you look at Golden Girls, their characters are what 55. Like they're
Yeah.
supposed to be like 55, 60. I know plenty of 55 and 60-year-olds that don't look anything like
Yeah.
that. And you know,
Right.
even now, like David Paymer looks younger now than he did in that movie.
Yeah, he was 32 when this movie came out.
Dude.
So
I think Katie was talking about it in her stream the other day. She says that it was the microplastics keeping us young.
yeah,
I honestly go, I think there's a big thing that, like, not having children, that so many of us don't have children, is keeping us looking young because we're not getting
It
stressed.
makes me a miserable cat lady. Okay.
I mean, this miserable cat lady has no interest in our future.
Fuck.
But yeah, I just laugh at that. Like, every time I see that, I'm like, this dude looks way old. I mean, dude, it's like, you go watch Home Alone from like 90,
Yeah.
when Ken was born. Their parents are supposed to be like 35, and they look about 55.
Yeah.
It's just. Also, I think there's a big thing of like the drinking and smoking have calmed down significantly from a lot of people, especially in Hollywood, where like you're not like chain smoking like from like 14 on into like just like, Brian, is your neck okay there? You look like you're trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
break your own neck.
I popped my neck. Yeah,
It always freaks me out when people do that because I'm like, one day you're gonna do that and it's gonna snap and you're just gonna.
yeah. I don't think
One could only hope. I know.
I mean, it'll be like, it's like The Boys did it a bunch of episodes of this last season where like they did the neck breaks where they do extreme ones, like Kyoko or whatever the fuck her name is, like in the last episode gets her head like twisted around and you're just like, and then like she comes back and she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna switch it back. I think they did something like that, and Deadpool got his neck broken like that too, and it's just like, and then Deadpool and Wolverine, and he's just
Hey.
like,
Just out of curiosity, do you want to shut the fuck up about movies that not all of us have seen? That people that are listening to the podcast haven't seen, or just out of curiosity. Which it'd be one thing if it was like 10 years old, but Deadpool and Wolverine just came out. My closest movie theater is 2.5 hours away.
Ken.
so. I
never-
like that Night of the Creeps movie a lot.
Dad, you shut up! Me and my sister are fighting now. Shut up, Dad! Shut up! I'm not giving away spoilers. I'm sorry, Ken. I'm sorry. I won't.
Sorry.
I know you're just mad that you live in the literal middle of nowhere. You're like, when your town makes fucking the fucking Shoresy town look, or not Shoresy, the whatever Letterkenny town looks like you're a tenth the size of Letterkenny. You know you live in BFE, Ken. BFE. And then I'm gonna have to ruin
Simple Casintel.
Big fucking
penis.
earrings.
No, big fucking erections. Come on, get it right, Ken. It was obvious. I mean, it could be like the French guy who
Weird.
lost the pole vault because of his penis.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That poor dude with that big dick. Yeah.
I keep telling people having a big dick is not all it's cut out to be. All these people who are like average sized penises are like, oh, I want a bigger dick. You see, there are problems with it. Sometimes the girl's like, I can't handle that. Sometimes you're pole vaulting the Olympics and your penis knocks up the pole off.
That shit was hilarious, though, man. I watched it like fucking 30 times in a row, man. I'm just like, oh shit, flop. Oh shit, flop.
I like the way that the commentators couldn't figure out what to say. They were just
That's
like-
unfortunate.
Yeah.
He's right. Yeah.
Did you hear
That was
his? He
funny.
got his like social media followings increased dramatically after.
By
Oh,
like
yeah.
40,000 people overnight or some shit.
And
Like, what are they hoping to see?
I know, right?
He's gonna start his OnlyFans now. I
His
mean,
OnlyFans, yeah, he'll have an
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Motherfucker would make like at least 50,000 in the first month.
Yeah, just for
Guaranteed.
shits and grins.
I
Yeah.
mean, it would be a lot of money. Yeah.
I'd sub. Poor guy lost some metal, man. He could at least get $5.
Throw
from me.
$5.
Yeah. $5. That's a $5 foot long, Brian.
That is a $5 foot long.
Oh, that's a $5.
That was amazing. You should be proud of that one.
That was a good segue. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
I
did like
was.
that.
I was. Listen, all these women want they're funny men, and then I'm funny, and it doesn't work. Damn it! I hate dating. I hate it, Ken. I hate it.
I
hate
feel
it.
you.
Yeah. Oh man.
guess.
No, Tom Atkins is amazing in this movie. I love his
Always.
performance the whole time, like including him trying to blow himself, like he's gonna commit suicide by blowing up his house, or like just dying from gas leak in his house. He just does. Like, I will, and I still always love. He has so many great lines in this movie, but like when he's telling Chris about killing the psychopath, and he's like, Chris is like, is there a point to this besides wanting to confess a murder?
That was so good.
Yeah.
and that just trains me into the thought of that fucking house lady deserved to be killed by the zombie that lived under her porch, because that woman had like approximately 8 minutes to get out of her house, and she just sat
So it felt
there.
like-
Yeah, and was like, there's an axe
yeah, she
coming up.
literally watched him and heard him pounding through the floor forever,
Yeah.
and she just watched
And-
it happen.
And then she got her dog killed. That poor dog did nothing
Yeah.
wrong and just had to live with a stupid woman, because the stupid woman was like, oh no, there's something bad happening. I'm going to sit here and not do anything. And then it gets up and it starts swinging an axe at her, and she just sits there and goes, ah. So, also the
Tom
best, I mean,
Atkins said that this was his favorite project.
you know, I have to confess
That's
something
fantastic.
on this podcast, because it's another Tom Atkins thing. I've never seen Halloween 3. I know about Halloween 3, but I've never seen Halloween 3.
You never seen it, huh?
Yeah.
You should watch that.
Kim, have you watched Halloween 3?
Yeah. I've watched it, but it's been a while, but I've
Yeah.
watched it. Because
I've
I
never
watched
seen it.
Halloween 2 and thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was Michael Myers, and then Halloween 3 is Season the Witch, and the tagline for the movie that Tom Atkins, Ray Cameron uses is still my favorite. He's like, there's two things. There's a good and a bad to the Sturdy Girls, and they're like, what is it? What's the good? Your dates are here. The bad. What's the bad? They're dead.
I loved that.
It is, man. The I have to wonder, like, where they fucked up these sorority houses or whatever, and like
I had that pulled up. Where you can keep going. I'll
okay.
have it.
I mean, they
In an old Woolworths department store that was converted into a makeshift studio, but that's just the inside. Sorry, that's not for the actual sorority house.
yeah. Well, I mean, if they shot it in there and just built a fake house in there to blow up. Also, Tom Atkins is so badass in this movie that he blows himself up, walks out with a lit cigarette, and then dies of liver failure. It was the joke that I heard on another video, but like, yeah. He's just so
I'm
great in
trying
this
to-
movie.
Trying to remember the difference between the director's cut and the theatrical cut. Mostly it has to do with the ending. Because if you guys watch the theatrical cut, if memory serves me correctly, the ending is the dog shows up and
That dog is the best. Oh my god.
yeah, the dog shoots a slug out towards Cynthia, right? In the ending of the one that you guys watched.
Oh no, the one I watched it ends with the ship coming.
Okay, so you watched the director's cut.
Okay. Yeah.
With the ship coming.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
alien
you watched.
ship.
How did the movie end for you?
I think it
Ken?
was the dog spitting a
a slug.
Okay, so you watched the theatrical version.
So,
In the
yeah.
director's cut. What happens is that dog that scene never happens. It
Yeah.
cuts to Tom Atkins all charred and from the explosion, and he
Oh wait,
falls
no,
over.
I did see that part.
Okay, well he falls over, and then his head explodes, and
Yeah,
there's
and
a blood
there's-
sheet.
Oh
then-
yeah.
Okay, so did you watch? So you watched the director's cut?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And then the aliens. Okay, here's my next question because this is an obvious question that's been asked a billion times. How did it take those fuckers 27 years to
Because
get?
they didn't go to the same college that M. Night Shyamalan's aliens went to.
Ah,
Yeah, they
You-
went to
you
a
mean
different college.
the shaved
They
Ewoks.
scanned every planet correctly,
I
and
mean,
now they've found them.
dude, this is such. It's like that whole thing, which is fantastic, and it makes me laugh that it took them 27 years to figure out where Earth was. But it was such a sequel bait. Like it was such a like we have to like set up for
Yeah.
a sequel. Did they do sequels to this?
No, there's a sequel in spirit, like an unofficial sequel, called Zombie Town. But it was like an unofficial sequel, as in the sense that it was just marketed as a sequel in like Germany.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
I mean, we have Slither, so
yeah, Slither's kind of like an homage.
yeah. I mean, that movie completely embraces B movies, also. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it.
Slither, so good.
Oh yeah, we talked about that for a while back. It's such a great movie. James Gunn has never directed anything that like. I think my least favorite James Gunn movie is Super, and that movie's still fantastic, but
Yeah, that movie still kicks ass.
it's just so dark. It is so
Oh
like
yeah.
it's just like it's one of those movies you go watch once and you're like, okay, I'm good. It's really good, but you're just like, man,
I know he didn't direct it, but did you like Brightburn?
it was okay.
Did you watch Brightburn, Ken?
No.
No.
It's just I've watched enough superhero comic stuff that like it wasn't different enough from Superman besides the kid being evil that like I was just like, dude, it had some gnarly shit in that movie, the eyeball
Yeah.
stuff and like that, but like yeah, it was fine. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just fine, you know. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I like it. I agree. It's not amazing, but
yeah.
but it was cool. It was worth watching. I own it.
Yeah.
It was on sale, so I bought it. It was like $10.
I do laugh because I mean the 80s were like very much the decade of excess, right? That's like what it's known for.
Right.
And like the frat guys. I was laughing so hard at the one frat dude when they're like getting interviewed that's like in a suit and tie. Like I'm like, why are you at this frat party in a suit and tie?
Okay, so this is kind of a side note, but kind of funny. And I don't know if you've ever heard this story, Brian, but back when I was in college, my college had a moment of notoriety when a fraternity brother almost died and was hospitalized for butt chugging wine. And whenever they went up on like the platform to make a stance as a collective unit while the lawyer spoke and was like, my client did not engage in butt chugging. They were all in suits and I think they all had on ties and they all had on matching black sunglasses.
It's like the Men in Black, basically.
Cool.
I mean, it reminds me of when Rudy Giuliani had a press conference like in front of a dildo store because he didn't know the difference between the Hiltons and
yeah.
I remember that.
it's just like
Fucking-
ridiculous.
that tells you the kind of dudes that join fraternities.
Dude, every single dude in that fraternity looked about 28 at least. It's you know it's not like a uncommon.
It's all the drinking.
Yeah.
It
They
ages
just-
you, man. Alcohol dries your fucking skin out. Dries
Yeah.
your body out. Makes you
I
look
mean,
fucking
yeah,
old.
you dehydrates you and then you look like
I mean, I don't know how come I still look kind of young because I definitely drank a lot. I mean, I did a lot of drugs too, so I don't know. I don't know.
mean,
It's kind of weird.
Tom Hadkins.
If I
was-
didn't do that, I bet I'd look like fucking 15 years old.
I mean, you are 98 years old. Is Tom
Yeah,
Atkins
no, I
still
think we're
alive?
pretty
I
good
was trying to figure
98.
that out.
Is who Tom Atkins still alive?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was just in Creep Show. He did a Creep Show segment.
Yeah, he did.
Dude,
last
that show
year.
was
Fucking
was
thug.
really was really good. I don't know, like they've only done they done 2 seasons of that or what? Or is it more than that now? I don't know. I really like that show.
The most recent one they've done. Oh hell, I have no idea.
Yeah, I watched 2 seasons. I haven't had Shudder in a
I think
while.
it's 2.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. There's 4.
Really? Okay. Maybe I have to catch up. Get Shudder again.
Oh, is it on Shudder?
I think
Yeah,
Shudder.
yeah, that's what the Creep Show is. It's
Yeah.
a Shudder doodad.
I think I watched 2 or 3 seasons of it, so I might have missed the last one. So, but yeah, he looks. I mean, that man has looked about 50 since this movie came out. Like, I mean, he looks older now, but this is also 45 years later.
He's 89 years old. Too.
Yeah.
He'll be 89 this November.
Dude, it goes back to what we were talking about. Like, this movie was 38 years ago, so like he was 51. So
yeah, he was born in 35, so yeah, he was 51. That's what the old IMDb says. The Wikipedia doesn't even have that.
yeah,
The Wikipedia.
because
Yeah,
he
the
was in
Wikipedia.
he was in The Fog too, right? So like,
Yeah.
Dude,
it was a weird Tom Atkins though. It was a shaven Tom Atkins.
dude, he had a killer 80s, man. Like Halloween 3, this movie, like The Fog. It's just like, man, he made some fucking killer shit back in the 80s, man.
Mhm.
And I mean, we all know he's just like a giant like horror icon still, but like, man, I laugh every time I watch this movie. Steve, the dude with the unibrow, and the whole like, JC's such a great character in this film. I love him and Chris together, but like I said earlier, if one of them had to die, it should have been Chris. But like,
JC plays that Ducky role really well.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Like he's very much Ducky.
yeah. Him going up to that Steve guy, he goes, "What's your name?" Oh yeah, there's a call for you. The guy like,
Yeah. David Oliver is the guy that played Steve in that, the meathead.
yeah, dude, dude, that's one of the like that unibrow is like rivals the unibrow from what was it, Austin Powers 2? The
It's a good looking unibrow, man.
So
Yeah.
where does it place in terms of what's her tits' bangs?
Courtney Cox's.
Yeah, Courtney Cox's bangs.
I don't know, man.
man,
I
that's a
I
tough
still
one.
can't believe that a Hollywood movie decided that it couldn't afford a new wig for Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
So what that like 20 years later we're still laughing at how bad the woman looked in a movie because it was a wig. Why can't they just use her own hair? Fuck, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it's that's just but you know what? It's apropos for that particular entry because that's easily the worst.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit that you can laugh about.
Dude, that movie-
Scream 3.
That
It's pretty
movie
bad.
one only Scream movie with a single killer, but 2, it got fucked up real bad because of Columbine. The Columbine shootings, like
Yeah.
I don't know what the other the original thing. I think Stu was gonna come back in like whatever, but like it had to have been in high school or something, and so they redid it, and so like it's like I'm one of those people that like I will shit on Scream 7 for hours because of the ending of that movie, but like as a
You mean
whole,
part
I really
6?
like it. What?
You mean part 6?
No, I mean, or was it? Or is it 6? Yeah, 6. Sorry, I mean 7 is the one they're doing right now. Yeah, the ending of 6. 6 is the ending, and the every character being invincible and all the everything like that. But like, it's still better than Scream 3, and it's just like, it's just like, Ken got Ken through all the Scream movies for the first time. She had never seen any of them, like before she started the podcast. Yeah, so it was a good run. I don't know, man.
So since I wasn't part of that, Scream 4, right? Second best one, right?
I gotta remember which one Scream 4 was.
That's the one with Hayden Panettiere in it.
Oh, that one.
And Macaulay Culkin.
Rory
Yeah.
fucking Culkin. Don't you disrespect Rory.
Rory Culkin. I'm watching a show on Amazon right now.
She did not
that,
answer my question. I'm hurt.
Because
No, I did
it's
not.
it's not the second best. I think Scream 2 is the second best, but
Oh, you guys, you Scream 4 was 15 minutes away from being the best one in the franchise.
I'm watching a show right now called The Second Best Galaxy in the Hospital, and Kieran Culkin is one of the voice actors for it.
yeah.
Ah,
Another Culkin boy.
I love.
Yeah,
those
there's like a
Culkin
lot of
movies.
them. Another Hollywood family that fucked up an entire generation of kids to make money off of them. So, so what do you guys think? Because I do really like that they took the zombie trope and changed it
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I like
significant-
the swap on that.
because it's
Yep.
the headshots are like don't even do anything besides make the situation worse.
They potentially, yeah, they do.
Yeah. Which is why that whole scene with her and him and like them going to town with him, like he's got that shotgun and she's got the flamethrower. Which, by the way,
Thrower of flame.
yeah, him getting Tom Atkins getting the flamethrower and like with the dude from what's that guy's name who was in so much in the 80s, but he was like the town drunk in Gremlins and
Dick Miller.
yeah, Dick Miller, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Walt.
he's just like, "Oh yeah, where's your requisition form?" He's like, "Well, that's gonna be a problem," and sticks a shotgun in his face, and it's like, I'm like, why does a cop station have a flamethrower in the first place?
Yeah, because sometimes shit just needs to get fried the fuck up, Rod. all
I mean,
right?
I guess so.
you never
I mean,
know when you're in
I'm
one
like-
of those situations where you need a flamethrower and you don't have a flamethrower.
it's true. This is true. I mean, I could say some things and I have jokes in my head that I am not going to say out loud right now because
That reminded me, the way I said that, I didn't mean to do it, but I unintentionally, it reminded me of Joaquin Phoenix's character in the movie 8mm, where he tries to sell Nicolas Cage a battery-operated vagina.
So I saw the
sounds
movie.
amazing.
I saw the movie about 15. It came out in about 98, I guess. That movie.
Somewhere around there, 98,
And
99, yeah.
My dad took us and didn't realize what the movie was and
Yeah.
he traumatized us all. And
Have you ever seen 8mm, Ken?
Nope.
Oh,
it's about Nicolas
Snuff
Cage coming
films.
across. He was a private detective in that movie, right?
yeah, he was a PI.
Yeah, but like it comes across a bunch of smut films and seeing if they're real or whatnot. And
Yeah, he's hired to find out if a snuff film that was found in a very wealthy and powerful individual's safe after they passed away. He's hired by the widow to find out if that is real, and it leads him down a very, very, very dark path of like the underground porn industry in Hollywood.
yeah.
But he does buy a battery-operated vagina.
I didn't know that was back when
No, he
Jared
doesn't
Leto
buy-
was
Joaquin Phoenix is like,
wasn't
well,
everything
just
random.
saw that ask and never
Yeah.
never want to know. I'd hate to be in the situation where you need a battery operated vagina and you just don't have one. you know?
It just reminds me of Archer, where she leaves her like once his ex fiance gets turned into a robot, and she leaves her vagina in the sink at one point.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that's what that
I
reminds me
love
of.
that show.
Oh, it's so good. The aliens being that difference of like that, just having that infestation thing. It kind of is like they took the movie Alien and like mixed it with like a zombie movie, but like
Mhm.
even like just like that's such a different thing, and it's cool how the heads explode and like, but like it's a little weird because I mean they do it to do plot things like like JC stays like conscious or like alive enough to write that or leave that voice message for him for Chris,
Right.
which is like I'm like I don't know how that happened, but like it's okay because JC is such a cool character in this movie.
Mhm.
They have that weird part where it's like the brains in the basement make that whole like stop motion like Ken's laughing. So Ken, what do you think about the brains in the basement?
I just thought it was great. It was such a oh god, what's it called? I always forget what it's called. The not Schrodinger's gun, but whatever. Like, they brought it in. They were like, "Here's these brains. We're gonna store them in the basement. And my mind was like, poof, useless information. And then it came back, and as soon as they were like, "Oh, it's in the basement," I was like, "The brains!" And
It's-
so it definitely did what it was supposed to. It definitely conveyed it in a good way.
Brandon Tendall, the YouTuber I love, he always goes, if you introduce this in the first act, you make sure you have to go back to it in the third act, and this is very much that. He actually did this movie too at some point. I think it was the first time I even had seen something about this movie.
Yeah, it's something good. I can't ever remember.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't have to apologize for yawning there, Miss Ken. I think that this movie, I don't know. Did you guys, like, every time I watch this movie, I go, the Earth would be done. Like, there's no way that like this would happen and it wouldn't kill everyone, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't think we'd get through this. I mean, we're getting
No, we
ready
wouldn't get through
to.
this.
I mean, look at the fucking idiot that's running for our country.
oh no,
You know?
no,
No,
what you're
look at
saying,
that.
you're proving
I'm sorry.
that
Are
we
you
would.
referring to the gentleman who's just as good as self-proclaimed, just as good as Abraham Lincoln for the
Oh
black
yeah,
people?
exactly. See, the problem
Dude,
is
Saving the black jobs.
Yeah, the problem is not the person running. The problem is the number of people supporting that person,
What? See,
because that person has created a narrative that dumb babies buy into.
but
And
I think that-
there's
I
a
think
lot
the
of them.
I think the problem is, though, and you guys aren't acknowledging this, those people don't have enough brains to feed the slither worm things.
Yeah, it'll
So
go through them real quick.
they would go up into their head and they wouldn't be able to make more
They
of them.
just
And
starve.
yeah, they would just starve to death. They'd be like, remember, they're weird. Just call them weird, and they all get
Yeah, they're
very
fucking
upset.
They
weird.
get very confused and upset if you call them weird.
And I call them all fucking weird. Here we
Oh,
are
fuck
alienating
no.
a whole nother demographic.
That doesn't matter. No, it
I'm
doesn't.
okay with it.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, the whole ending where I love how they go down into the basement and Tom has his fucking mouth duct taped over, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
That was great.
yeah,
So
and,
good.
and
So
you just
good.
like he's pouring gasoline everywhere, and then like obviously he pulls the thing off because when he wanders out, like he had gotten infected, or they took his, I don't know, whatever they did, but like he got brain aliens. But he's so badass just walking out like 3/4 cooked and like like
4/4 cooked, bro.
Yeah. He is extra. Yeah, I was
Pretty
gonna say,
quick, bruh.
Yeah.
he's extra crispy, right?
He's done.
He's extra well done. I don't even know what I was trying to say with that how I got to 3/4 cooked, but here we are. And I just love that. He was just like, oh, okay. I think Cynthia is a suitable love interest in this movie. She's very gorgeous. The
You
80s
got Jill
fashion.
Whitlow.
Yeah. The fashion in this movie is kind of weird, but
It's very 80s.
yeah, they do have a good amount of boobies in this movie. This might be like the most boobies we've had in a movie ever on this podcast, if we're being honest.
Is it?
We don't watch. We haven't
No.
watched
No
a lot
way.
of nudie movies. I don't think.
There's no way. This is.
Hmm.
Did
Maybe.
you guys talk about X? X
Yeah.
had more titties in this, right?
It
It had dick too, sort of.
It
Had
wasn't
the
a rec
shadow,
dick.
the silhouette of a righteous dick hanging down to that dude's
Yeah,
knee.
that's
That
what.
is very true.
That was
that's true.
That was a hell of a cock.
That was what do you call him? The rapper. That was what's his name? Pursuit of
I have
Happiness.
no
guy.
idea. I couldn't
But-
see past his wiener.
I've never heard of the rapper Pursuit of Happiness guy.
No, he's got a song Pursuit of Happiness. I can't think of the rapper's name.
Oh.
But yeah.
This I like the homages in this movie. There's a lot that if you're a horror fan you catch, like
Oh, yeah.
everybody's all the main guys have like
horror director names.
that are horror directors, like there's
Mhm.
Officer Craven and Chris Romero and James Carpenter and all that. It's
And
very fun stuff.
And who? What was Cynthia's last name?
Cronenberg.
No,
Yeah.
Ken, what was it?
Cronenberg.
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 Oh, by the way, speaking of Cronenberg, his daughter has a movie or is directing or has a movie
Yep.
coming out or something like that. So
I didn't know
Yeah.
that he had a daughter that did stuff too.
yeah, I guess she's diving in. I don't know what she was. I don't know. It didn't sound as good as Brandon, obviously, but
Caitlin
Cronenberg.
Cronenberg.
yeah. What did she direct?
She has got what's it? It's I think she Humane is I think what it's called, if
Okay.
memory serves me correctly.
Okay.
I'm also trying to find it on the Pedia of Wick.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, the horror
Yeah,
love.
Humane.
Yeah, I haven't. I hadn't heard. I saw someone talking about it on a YouTube video. I heard it was okay. Is it out yet or?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
It came out.
Yeah, I didn't hear great things
in April.
Okay, not bad things, but not great things. So I don't know.
Well, I think his son makes movies too.
Yeah, Brandon. Brandon's awesome, man.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, he
Cronenberg,
did
yeah, he's
Possess.
Cronenberg.
He did Possessor, which is fucking amazing.
Possessor's so fucking rad.
He did Virus, or what was that movie called? The where you get infected with a celebrity's diseases and shit.
Oh, shit.
With the redhead from
Viral.
Viral. And then
Yeah.
what was the last one he did? The crazy one with the Skarsgård and Mia Goth. What the fuck was that movie called?
Oh, Infinity Pool?
Yeah, Infinity Pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name of that. I never remember the name of that movie. The guy is so
Yeah, that
fucking
one was
talented.
called Antiviral, the one that you guys were talking about.
Yeah,
Antiviral,
Antiviral.
yeah.
I never
I
watched
love
that.
Antiviral.
It was good. It was good.
Possessor's so good. I haven't watched Infinity Pool though.
It's wild, man. It's a wild.
I
fucking movie.
imagine.
Yeah. It is a wild ride. So, yeah, I love this movie. I just love how that's why I was like, I'm gonna buy it on iTunes and I don't even give a fuck. Directed by Fred Decker. What are the things
Monster Squad, baby.
Man, that
He
movie.
directed Monster Squad.
Oh, he was one of the writers of The Predator. Oh no.
Yeah, him and Shane Black wrote. Mostly Shane Black wrote that, but
that movie is.
Yeah, for The Predator.
God, dude, look at this guy's fucking thing went real bad, real fast.
It did.
It goes
1990s.
Yeah, because Night of the Creeps into Monster Squad. Into Tales of the Crypt, he did one episode, but then he directed RoboCop 3.
Yeah, it went south real fucking quick
with-
for poor
with-
Fred Decker because I genuinely love this movie. I love Monster Squad.
Yeah,
I fucking love Monster Squad.
Monster Squad is a great gateway horror movie that has problems in it now just because of cultural differences.
Yeah, it hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
It has not aged well.
So.
It truly hasn't. But it's still it's a wonderful little movie.
This movie is just so much. I mean, it just shows that the guy had a love of film and wanted to do something cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but man, that poor RoboCop 3. I mean, on paper, it was probably a good thing to do because obviously RoboCop is a masterpiece. I mean, the original RoboCop is a fucking masterpiece. RoboCop 2 is not so great, but it's still pretty watchable.
Yeah.
But my God, RoboCop
How do you turn?
3, they hacked the fuck out of the budget for that.
Yeah.
They didn't have no fucking money to make that. They had no right making that movie.
And they made one of the most violent characters in movie cinema history a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, it was a bad.
Yeah.
Bad
They did
they wanted to, since kids loved it.
Yeah.
They didn't get it, but they loved it. You know, they wanted kids to be able to come watch fucking RoboCop.
But they had CCH Pounder, so.
Yeah.
CCH Pounder.
CCH Pounder, baby.
Yeah. Okay. What? Any last words? Ken, you go first. What do you think about Night of the Creeps?
I thought it was really good. I was definitely kind of worried because I've been having difficulties attaching to movies lately. And then it started, and as soon as it started, I was buckled in and I was ready to go, and I had a really good time with it.
Good.
I thought it was a blast. I really enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad you did. Brian, we know Brian kind of picked this out because I was
fucking
talking
love this
about it at the end
movie,
of last week. Yeah, the movies that set up for sequels in the 80s that never got them, and I think I said that this did get one because I thought it did, but then it didn't get one, and it's never fun when you have a movie like that where you set up a sequel and then you just never do it. But I mean, never say never because supposedly they're making a Spaceballs 2 now.
Yep, it's I think it's supposed to be Amazon Prime exclusive.
Dude, I'm so excited for that movie. So, okay, what do you guys want to watch next week before 200? And then we'll reach out to Josh about 200. You guys have something you want to watch before next week?
Hold on.
I mean, I figure something I would like while Ken's looking. Reach out to see if Josh wants to do 200. He'd have to do another screen for this, but that's okay. But yeah, and
Did you guys say you watched I Saw the TV Glow?
I have
we could do that.
and I've been looking for a reason to watch it. So yeah.
yeah, we can watch that. It's a
Because you
weird-
saw that, right, Rod?
Yep, I watched it. It's a weird. It's another gateway horror movie, but I like it a lot. Also,
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
the kid from Detective Pikachu is always great, and he was in Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, I saw the TV Glow. Let's do that. Okay,
Sounds good.
go to murdermoose.com, buy gear, do all that stuff. Go to our YouTube and subscribe there. And Ken, your plugs.
Plug it in, plug it in. I'm Continue, KINTINUE. I can be found on Twitch, Twitter /X. Bullshit, it's always Twitter. Fansly, whatever. I'm all over the place. I was doing a London playthrough, which I'll be picking back up later this week, but we're going to be doing some Sunhaven. So when this comes out, I'll either be playing Sunhaven or Fallout London.
How long is Fallout London supposed to be? Did they say?
I don't know. It's a full Fallout game, so I would say probably 30 to 40 hours, if not more.
Dude, I've
Hey,
put
are you
all-
getting DMCA flags on your New Vegas?
No, not that I've seen.
Lucky bitch. Okay.
I mean, I've gotten weird DMCA strikes all over. Not weird, actual DMCAs. It's whenever I get them from Twitch, they're the like, "Hey, this got muted," not the like
Yeah.
actual DMCA strikes. So, Brian, your stuff.
You can find me here and on the We're Gonna Make You Watch podcast. We are getting ready to force Warren to watch Hell House LLC.
Oh,
We're doing
shit.
that tomorrow, yeah.
Oh,
he didn't.
Great.
He doesn't do well with found footage.
Oh,
We
dude, and that
we
movie
showed
is
him one, and that's it. And now it's time to start being fucking mean again.
dude.
so.
That movie is. That might be one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Like, and I
I
kid you
can't
not.
wait.
That movie was great. I didn't
I
like
can't
the
wait.
most recent one, but that movie was great.
I've
Dude,
only
that-
seen the first one.
Yeah,
I think I might have seen the second one actually too. I can't remember though.
yeah.
But I'm
Dude.
looking forward to tomorrow.
you-
We're gonna have a good time.
That might be the last episode of that podcast because
it
that
could
movie.
very well could be, yeah. so.
I'm not even trying to be a dick. I'm like that movie
Yeah.
for someone who doesn't like horror. It
Yeah, I'm
might
excited.
be right.
When
Yeah,
do you guys do that? When are you watching
We're
it?
recording it tomorrow.
Oh.
So on the 5th, we're recording it. It'll drop around the 19th of August. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think the one that drops on the 5th is our Evil Dead episode, and we don't
Nice.
have any extra episodes in the tank either. So
Yeah.
we gotta
Nice.
try and get ahead.
Nice.
But yeah,
I mean, you're the
Yeah, I'm
man who
looking
that
forward to
when you the first year of your last podcast, you guys were doing 2 episodes a week, man.
fuck that.
That
I'm
is-
so
I was like-
glad that I don't do that.
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of work, man. Fuck that. Noise.
It was too much.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
way too much.
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
should have never agreed to that.
You can follow me on Twitter at Rod_Johnson and on Twitch at Rod_Johnson. So you can do that. And I'm doing my things. Buy my book, The Death and Rebirth of a Human Heart, on Amazon. So you can go do that. And yeah, so we'll catch you guys next week for I Saw the TV Glow.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Banana.
Banana phone.